They say every love story begins with a heartbeat, but some begin with thunder. And thunder is never just noise. It's a warning. Willow Creek, Oregon, a town forgotten by time. A town where every face knows the other, and every secret hides behind a curtain. Lena Carter lived in a small white house at the end of Birchwood Lane, a painter 27 years old, known for turning her heartbreak into art. She painted the sky the way it felt, heavy, lonely, beautiful. She wasn't lonely by choice. Her mother had died 3 years ago, and the man she once loved had vanished one cold November night, leaving behind nothing but a note. "Don't look for me." Every evening, she sat by her window, sketchbook open, coffee warm, and waited for inspiration, or maybe for closure. It was October 18th, the night it all began. Lena was driving back from her art exhibition, exhausted but happy. She had sold 2 paintings, her first sale in months. But fate has a way of turning smiles into screams. Her car stuttered, then died, near the Willow Creek Bridge. No signal, no passing cars, just rain, fog, and the echo of her own breath. She grabbed her coat, stepped out, and whispered, "Please, not tonight." That's when she saw him, a tall figure, umbrella in hand, walking toward her through the rain. A stranger, with eyes that seemed too calm for a storm like this. "Ethan Ward, car trouble." "Lena, yeah, I think my battery's dead." Ethan smiles, "You picked a bad night for a drive." "Lena, you think I planned this?" "Ethan, come on. There's a diner a few miles down. I'll give you a ride." Every instinct told her not to, but there was something about him, that quiet confidence. And maybe she was tired of being alone. So she got in. The ride was quiet, except for an old song playing faintly from the radio. He asked her about her art. She asked about his work. "I'm in architecture," he said. "I like building things that last." "I'm in painting," she replied softly. "I like capturing things that don't." Their eyes met, just for a second, but something shifted, something neither of them could explain. By the time they reached the diner, the storm had stopped. They sat there for hours, talking about everything and nothing. When she finally left, Ethan said, "Maybe I'll see you around, Miss Carter." She smiled, not realizing she just met the man who would destroy her peace and rewrite her life. Weeks later, Lena kept bumping into Ethan. At the coffee shop, at the park, at the art store. Coincidence or destiny? He was kind, attentive, charming in a way that didn't feel forced. He brought her paints, fixed her porch light, made her laugh again. Slowly, the loneliness faded, and love, or something like it, crept in. But what she didn't know was that Ethan Ward wasn't who he said he was. One night, Lena's best friend, Maya, called from New York. "Maya, hey, you sound happy. What's going on there?" "Lena, there's this guy. Ethan. You'd like him." Maya, "Ethan who?" Lena, "Ward." "Why?" Pause. Maya, "Wait. Ward? Are you sure that's his real name?" Lena, "What are you talking about?" Maya, "Because I swear I read about someone named Ethan Ward involved in a missing person case last year. In Seattle." Lena laughed it off. "Maya, you and your crime podcasts." But that night, sleep didn't come easy. Because deep down, her heart whispered, what if she's right? A few days later, while cleaning, she found Ethan's wallet under the couch. Inside, 2 IDs. One said Ethan Ward, the other, Aaron Blake. Her stomach dropped. Before she could react, the door opened. Ethan stood there, dripping wet from the rain. "Ethan, looking for something?" Lena, frozen, I was just cleaning." Ethan, smiling, "Be careful, Lena. Curiosity can be dangerous." He took the wallet, kissed her on the forehead, and left the room with that same unsettling calm. That night, Lena checked her phone. Every text she'd sent to Maya was gone. Deleted. Her heart began to race. And for the first time since meeting him, she locked her bedroom door. Love can feel like a dream until you wake up and realize you're sleeping next to a stranger. And sometimes that stranger is watching you long before you ever notice him. They say when you fall in love, your world becomes brighter. But when you fall for the wrong person, even sunlight feels like a lie. It's been 2 days since Lena found the second ID. 2 days since she pretended to believe everything was fine. Ethan was acting normal, too normal. Breakfast on time, jokes, small kisses on her cheek, the perfect boyfriend act. But Lena's eyes had changed. Now, she was watching him back. That morning, she went to the art gallery downtown. Her friend Maya had stopped answering calls, her number disconnected. The world suddenly felt smaller and darker. When she returned home, she found a single rose placed on her doorstep. No note, just a drop of blood on one petal. Her hands trembled. When she looked up, Ethan was watching her from the porch swing, smiling. "Ethan, you like it?" I pricked my finger while picking it. Lena, hesitant, "It's beautiful." "Ethan, you should paint it. Something this red deserves to be remembered." His voice was softer than the rain, but something behind that softness felt hollow. That night, while they had dinner, Ethan casually said, "Ethan, how about a weekend away? Just us. No phones, no people. There's a cabin I know near Silver Lake." "Lena, Silver Lake? That's far." "Ethan, that's the point. You need peace." She wanted to say no, but his stare held her like a chain. "Ethan, trust me." She nodded, and that was the moment she made her biggest mistake. The lake house was beautiful, too beautiful to feel safe. Old wooden walls, a fireplace, a huge window overlooking the lake. Ethan unpacked while Lena explored the house. She noticed strange things: a locked basement door, scratches on the floor near the bed, a photo frame turned face down on a table. Lena, voiceover, it felt like a home that didn't belong to him or anyone alive. At night, they drank wine by the fire. Ethan played an old record, a sad, haunting melody. "Ethan, you know, Lena, people hide too much of themselves. Secrets, mistakes, faces. Lena, maybe because not everyone deserves to see what's underneath." Ethan smiles. "What if I do?" He leaned closer, his hand tracing her jawline. His voice dropped to a whisper. "You're not like the others." Lena froze. "What others?" Ethan smiled faintly. "Forget it." But his eyes said everything. At 3 a.m., Lena woke up to whispers. The sound came from outside, near the water. She peeked through the window. Ethan was standing by the lake, talking to someone. A woman's voice, crying. Then suddenly, silence. A splash. Lena pressed her hand against her mouth. Her heart pounded like a drum. Did she just watch a murder? When Ethan returned, he smelled like smoke and rain. He crawled into bed, wrapped his arm around her, and whispered, "Go back to sleep, love." But Lena's eyes stayed open till dawn. The next morning, Ethan said he was heading into town for supplies. As soon as his car disappeared down the trail, Lena ran to the lake. There were footprints, and half buried in the mud, a silver bracelet. She picked it up, engraved initials, CW. Later, inside the cabin, she opened the locked basement door using a butter knife. What she saw froze her blood. Rows of photographs, pinned to the wall. Different women, smiling. Each one wearing the same necklace Ethan had given her. And in the center, a photo of Lena. Underneath it, in neat handwriting, the last one. She turned. Ethan was standing at the top of the stairs, silent. "Ethan, you weren't supposed to see that." Lena, shaking, "Who are you?" Ethan, calm, "Someone who's trying to fix what's broken." Lena, "You killed them." Ethan, smiling faintly, "No, Lena. I set them free." He stepped closer. His shadow stretched across her face like darkness swallowing light. "Ethan, don't be afraid. You're not like them. You're perfect." She ran. Through the woods, barefoot, bleeding. His voice followed her, calm, echoing. "You can't run from love, Lena." Lena stumbled into an abandoned ranger station near the road. She called the police, but the line was dead. Her phone, cracked from the fall, blinked one last time before dying. She hid under a desk, heart pounding. Rain hit the roof hard. Minutes passed. Then footsteps outside. Slow, deliberate. "Ethan," from outside, "You think I can't find you?" "You're mine, Lena. You've always been mine." The doorknob turned, once, twice. Then silence. When dawn broke, Ethan was gone. But so was her sense of safety. Love was never meant to be a cage, but sometimes we build it ourselves, one red flag at a time. And by the time we noticed the bars, it's already too late. Sometimes love doesn't die. It just changes shape. And sometimes it becomes something even darker. Lena wakes up in a hospital room. The nurse says a ranger found her unconscious by the road, 6 miles from Silver Lake. Her body is covered in cuts. Her mind in pieces. Nurse, you're lucky to be alive. Lena, was anyone else found near me? Nurse, no one. Just you. Lena tries to explain the cabin, Ethan, the photos, but there's no record of a man by that name. No car. No property at Silver Lake. It's as if Ethan Winters never existed. But Lena knew what she saw, and she wasn't going to let him disappear again. Enter Detective Claire Wesson, sharp, calm, and skeptical. She visits Lena's hospital room with a file in her hand. Claire, you say he used different IDs? Lena, yes. Ethan Winters. But his real name might be something else. Claire, do you recognize this? She opens a folder. Inside is a photo. Same face. Different name, Adam Keller. A suspect in multiple missing person cases, all women. Each one found near lakes in different states. Each one dating him before disappearing. Claire, he's been doing this for over 10 years. Lena, whispers, why me? Claire, because you reminded him of her. Lena, who? Claire, his wife. She died in Silver Lake 5 years ago. Lena's eyes widened. The puzzle pieces finally began to bleed together. Weeks later, Lena insisted on returning to the cabin, this time with the police. But when they arrived, the place was gone, burned to ash. Only the lake remained, still and quiet. Officer, probably an accident. Lena, no, he did this. As they turned to leave, Lena noticed something half buried in the mud, a camera. Its screen cracked, battery dead. She pocketed it quietly. That night, in her apartment, she connected it to her laptop. The videos were corrupted, except one. She pressed play. Ethan's voice filled the room. Ethan, on video. Lena, you shouldn't have looked. But it's okay. I forgive you. You're the only one who stayed long enough to see me. The video glitched, revealing a reflection behind him. Lena froze. It was her. She was standing behind him in the cabin. Except, she didn't remember being there. Lena begins to unravel. Hallucinations. Voices. A face in every mirror. She visits a therapist. They dig deep in her past. Therapist, tell me about your mother. Lena, she died when I was 7. My father left. I grew up in foster care. Therapist, and you said Ethan felt familiar? Lena, yes, like I'd met him before. The therapist leans forward. Therapist, what if you had? Lena stares, confused. Therapist, what if Ethan wasn't a stranger, but someone your mind tried to forget? Later that night, Lena searches public archives. She types, Adam Keller wife. The photo loads. A smiling woman holding a child. Lena. Her hands shake. Her mother was Ethan's wife. She wasn't his new love. She was his daughter. Flashbacks flood in, buried memories resurfacing. The lake. The fire. A man screaming her mother's name. Lena being pulled into the water. Ethan saving her. Or maybe trapping her. She realizes he never wanted to hurt her. He wanted to recreate the love he lost through her. A horrifying mix of obsession and delusion. Days later, Lena receives a package at her doorstep. No return address. Inside, a rose, a note, and a flash drive. The note read, You'll always be my reason, even if the world calls it wrong. Edopievu. She plugs in a flash drive. A single video opens. Ethan in the woods. Ethan, I know you found out. I'm not hiding anymore. I'll be waiting by the water. The video ends. Lena takes a deep breath. She drives to Silver Lake one last time. Fog blankets the shore. And there he is, standing by the water, smiling softly. Ethan, you came. Lena, to end this. Ethan, you can't end love. He steps closer. She raises the gun Detective Claire gave her. Ethan, you won't shoot me. You're just like her. Lena, tears in eyes, no. I'm what she wanted me to become. Ethan falls, slow motion, into the lake. His reflection ripples, then vanishes. Lena drops to her knees, sobbing. Months later, Lena paints again. Her new exhibition is titled The Shadows of Love. Each canvas shows fragments, roses, lakes, mirrors, and faces fading into light. Detective Claire visits the gallery. Claire, you did it. You ended him. Lena, quietly, did I? In the corner of the room, a small music box begins to play. A haunting melody, the same one Ethan played by the fire. Lena's breath catches. The lights flicker. She looks toward the window, and for a split second, she sees a reflection behind her. Ethan, smiling. Love isn't about who stays. It's about what it leaves behind. And sometimes, the most dangerous ghosts are the ones we fall for.